kind of want to do a few videos on the ALH swap and the blue truck. I haven't posted on here in a really long time since I had the Mark IV ALH TDI, and I want to kind of introduce this swap and show the progress of it along the way. I've done nothing but regret selling the black truck, and haven't seen it out. I think the guy's doing a lot of body work on it, so I hope to see it again one day, but I'm going to do it all again. I was lucky enough to have a good friend, Ryan Bowman, do all the work, basically turnkey swap on the black truck. A lot of good in that, a lot of bad in that. The good was I didn't have to do anything. I pretty much told him what I was wanting and he took care of it. The bad is I didn't do anything. I didn't learn anything. I didn't get any hands-on. I pretty much went to Atlanta, picked the truck up, drove it home, and that was it. The truck was amazing. It was stupid fast for a TDI anyways. I'm sure some VR6 guys and 1.8 guys could show it up, but for the most part, that truck held its ground, especially for a Mark I. I don't know if I'd want anything more than that truck in a Mark I. So we're going to go round two. This motor is completely stock. It's stock turbo, stock nozzles. I think it has the G60 clutch in it. I don't really know. Was told to have a low mileage motor. It was supposedly, it looks like a brand new timing belt. She said it was brand new. I would go online and search ALH, TDI, whatever, on Marketplace every so often, and this just happened to show up. Lucky enough, it did end up coming with a 79 Rabbit shell, which was pretty clean. I do plan on selling this shell. I have somebody that's kind of showed a lot of interest and kind of committed to it. So once I get everything pulled from it, it will go that way. I started the blue truck with a 1.6 TD. Originally was going to have a 1.6 diesel, and I talked Walt Poplin into a turbo diesel swap. So this motor has been absolutely phenomenal. It has gotten me anywhere and everywhere I needed to go with no trouble at all. I'm gonna let him have it back. It will probably be in a Scirocco before next week, probably before this video is posted. Pretty sure it came out of a Scirocco, one of his Scirocco's. I'm not sure what it originally came in, but he's had this motor in a couple different things. Absolutely incredible. There's really no reason for me to be doing this swap other than I just kind of want to do it. But yeah, I will plan to post videos pretty regularly. That probably means every other week for me. I have a couple kids and things get pretty wild and crazy. But I just want to do a series to kind of document the progress and the work and really just the learning curve of swapping a Mark I. I do plan to do quite a bit to the truck long term. Right now it's got SoloWorks coils on the front and just removed the leaf spring in the rear. I do eventually want to put air out on it, just a manual system. But I need to get it swapped and running again first to hopefully enjoy it. So it may be a while. I'll just start hoarding parts here and there. It seems to be a pretty complete swap, other than she had sold the intercooler radiator setup from S&P, which I ran in the black truck. It was a pretty nice setup. I may try and do something else before buying that, but worst case, I mean, that's not a bad option at all. So to introduce the swap, this is basically a stock ALH. It's got the PD 150, or at least the Euro Passat intake manifold. It does still have the stock, I think, a brand new VNT 15 turbo. It looks like it's brand new. New timing belt. Like I said earlier, I believe it has a G60 clutch in it. I don't plan to really pull the transmission off at this point. I'm going to leave it fairly stock for the time being, maybe do nozzles and a tune, but that's all I really plan for now. I do have quite a bit of pieces: inlet pipe, downpipe, a master cylinder, and a bunch of random little bits in there. Here's a bunch of stuff from the 1.6, the intake box, and these are my OEM split P slots. Took 14-inch P slots, cut the barrels off. Good friend of mine did these, Poplin. I do plan to have these professionally refinished. This was kind of our way to get it done and put on pretty quick. I want to get the lips repolished and faces done professionally, and hopefully find some center caps for these. Haven't been easy to find those anywhere. Having these both outside of the car now kind of lets you see quite a bit more of it, but it's amazing how little they have changed in, let's see, close to 20 years. From here to here, a little less than 20 years. Pretty much the exact same setup for both. I just personally prefer the ALH. I really appreciate the tuning abilities, the power. I believe the 1.6 TDs had around 70 horsepower, and I think these only had around 90 factory, but these are pretty easy to turn up to around the 110 to 130 range. Pretty cheap. And for a Mark I, that's quite a bit of power. And that'll put me around 300 foot-pounds, I would say. I'm going to start pulling this off, cleaning it, and once this is nice and clean and well sorted, then I'll start pulling everything off of this car and putting it in here. I don't think it's going to be terrible. None of the wiring is really, that's probably to the fan, is really labeled. So I don't really know what anything is. These headlights. I do plan to try and keep everything similar to the way she had it in here. I think she did a pretty good job with all the management and wiring, keeping it pretty clean and organized. I just got to figure out how to do this in the blue truck and keep the interior as original as looking as possible. I do want to try and keep heat in the truck. It doesn't work at the moment, but I do want to get heat back in the truck. I can do without air. I do have a little bit of help over here. But yeah, like I said, I have no clue what I'm doing, but there's only one way to figure this out. I'm sure you'll hear that a lot. So I do plan to run like the fuel lines, switch those over to the truck, switch everything that I can. These look like brand new control arms, steering rack, steering column, even down to the wiper motor and all of this stuff. I do plan to switch over. Wipers on the truck do not work. They did when I first got it. For some reason, they just stopped. I'm not sure why or what it could be, but that all looks clean and new. So this should be fun. But yeah, I will start documenting, taking all this out and cleaning, and hopefully get another video out in the near future. If you have any input, any advice, any really anything, feel free to let me know. But this should be fun.